With the transfer window ended nearly 3 weeks ago, clubs will have set their sights on competing throughout the remainder of the season and planning targets for the summer. Except Rangers have just completed a deal for a goalkeeper. Yes, in February, we will dive into this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Rangers manager Philippe Clement says the board will decide his future after yesterday's loss to St Mirren. His side fell to a 2-0 defeat at Ibrox yesterday afternoon to the Paisley team. Mikael Mandron opened the scoring in the 51st minute before Toyosi Olushanya made it 2-0 with 20 minutes to go. It was a second home defeat in a row for Rangers, who failed to take advantage of Celtic's 2-1 loss to Hibernian earlier. Speaking post-match, Clement was asked about his future. "Those are things the board need to decide," he said. "In the end, I believe these players want to do the right things. I believe I can get results with these players, but I'm also very disappointed with what we showed today, and I'm responsible for that." Rangers now turn their attention to a midweek visit to Kilmarnock after this latest defeat. Clement takes his side to Rugby Park, a venue where they have already lost this season. Still 13 points adrift in the Scottish top flight, there remain vast concerns at Ibrox despite the recent news of potential American investment. Yesterday's loss was Rangers' 5th of the league season, and they have as many draws from 27 games so far. What are your thoughts on the manager's comments? Typical blunt responses from the Belgian, which we have come to expect by now. He never really gives anything away. You'd think after another horrific result like this, he'd want to be more transparent and more apologetic to the fans, but since he was the first person down the tunnel after the game, when only 8 players had the courage to stay out and thank the fans, it shows how spineless the manager really is. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, in some huge news, Rangers have completed a deal for a goalkeeper. In February, as young Rangers goalkeeper Jay Hogarth departed the club on an emergency loan this morning. The 21-year-old joined Scottish Championship side Dunfermline Athletic on a 7-day temporary spell. Their stopper, Deniz Mehmet, recently picked up an injury, so Hogarth has been drafted in to provide some timely cover. The keeper has yet to feature for Rangers' first team. A Scotland youth international, Hogarth has enjoyed previous loan spells at Alloa Athletic, Queen of the South and Dumbarton. He now joins the East End Park side and was on the bench for their game against Queen's Park in the second tier this afternoon. Hogarth will also be in contention for their clash with Hamilton Academical on Tuesday evening. Rangers have several youngsters currently out on loan, such as Robbie Fraser, Matondo, Adam Devine and Cole McKinnon, among others. Hogarth is the latest on a lengthy list of players who have recently departed Rangers temporarily. He is contracted to his parent club until the end of the season. What do you make of this deal? Let me know down below. In other news, Kevin Clancy was relieved to have VAR as he rescinded a red card dished out to Rangers striker Hamza Igerman at Ibrox. The referee changed his sending off for a tackle on Mark O'Hara to a yellow card after reviewing the incident on the pitchside monitor. Clancy quickly realised there was no serious foul play in the incident, leading to the punishment being downgraded. However, there was another VAR call which involved a lengthy process. St Mirren took the lead through Mika Mandron as the striker took the ball from Clinton Enciala before firing past Jack Butland. Enciala endured a tough afternoon as he was also robbed by Toyosi Olushanya for St Mirren's second, had fallen to the turf under pressure from Mandron. However, replays showed the centre-back had accidentally clipped his own heels, leading to his slip to allow Mandron to finish. A VAR check was carried out as it is with every goal, with officials looking over the attacking phase of play for any possible issue. The VAR review of the goal was a lengthy one, albeit with the goal eventually allowed to stand. However, according to BBC pundit Leanne Crichton, the delay was nothing to do with the incident involving Enciala's fall. Instead, the reason for the delay before awarding the goal was due to a check for an offside in the build-up. The pundit said, "No contact made by the attacker." The delay was checking a potential offside in the build-up. What do you make of this? Let me know down below. In other news, Cyril Dessers has admitted hard words had to be said in the Rangers changing room after defeat to St Mirren at Ibrox. The Nigerian striker revealed he and his teammates were gutted as he demanded they improve and avoid having to apologise to supporters again in the future. Goals from Mika Mandron and Toyosi Olusanya saw Philippe Clement's side pass up the opportunity to cut the gap to Celtic in the Scottish Premiership. Insisting Rangers will be ready for their next outing against Kilmarnock on Wednesday, Dessers lifted the lid on the inquest in the Ibrox dressing room. He told Rangers TV, "Yeah, we spoke about this in the dressing room as well. We can apologise to the fans, but we did that already a few times in the last weeks, months. So it's about time that we get it straight, and hopefully in the near future, we don't have to apologise to our fans anymore. Obviously, there are some hard words. Everybody is gutted. I think that's the normal reaction in that moment. But also the thing about Rangers, like in 3 days, 4 days, there's a new game again. It will be a tough game again, but we need to be ready. Like I say, I don't want to stand here and apologise again. No, we need to be ready, and we will try everything to be ready, and we will do everything to be ready. In other news, after Rangers' 2-0 loss to St Mirren at Ibrox, manager Philippe Clement faced the media to reflect on the team's performance. When asked about how disappointing the game was, especially as it was their first home game since facing Queen's Park, Clement expressed deep frustration. He described the performance as terribly disappointing and pointed out that the team seemed unusually nervous both on the ball and in the duels. Clement admitted he was unsure of where this nervousness was coming from, acknowledging his own responsibility for not preparing the team with the right mindset. He emphasized that the team's display was far below the standard Rangers should be delivering. When the topic shifted to whether the players need to take more responsibility themselves, Clement took the burden on himself first, stating that while everyone is accountable, he is the one who puts the plan in place. He noted that the team had a solid week of training, yet failed to show that on the pitch. He stressed the importance of finding the reasons behind the poor performance and addressing them. Addressing the early departure of many supporters during the game, Clement said he understood their reaction. He admitted that this was the worst display he'd seen from the team during his tenure and acknowledged that fans don't want to witness that level of performance. He emphasized that the team must stand up, show more quality, and figure out the cause of the nervousness. When asked if the nervousness could have stemmed from the supporters, Clement dismissed that as a possible excuse, stating that being a player for Rangers comes with the expectation of handling such pressure. He highlighted that if someone wants to play for Rangers, they must be able to cope with the fans and the environment, and it's also his job to manage those challenges. On the issue of leadership, particularly when the team faces adversity, Clement admitted that leadership was lacking in the game. He observed that the team didn't come together as a unit, instead drifting apart and reacting individually. He stressed that collective leadership, starting with himself, was missing and that it contributed to the poor performance. When asked if he believed he could win back the fans, given the boos and early exits from the stadium, Clement said the only way to do that was through performances on the pitch. He reflected on his arrival, noting that the team had started to pick up by working collectively and that it's always about performances. He acknowledged that evenings like this, along with their performance from 2 weeks ago, would understandably cost them support, but he stressed the importance of reacting and standing up after such setbacks. On whether he understood that the fans had lost faith in him and no longer wanted him as manager, Clement said that decision was up to the board. He reiterated his belief that the players are trying to do the right things and that he can get results with them. However, he also expressed his disappointment with their performance and accepted responsibility for it. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.